Welcome to RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. My name is Rich Norton. I'm excited and delighted to be with you today. This is a very positive and exciting time, especially in our industry, in the merchant service world. That's what these shows are mainly about. Now, I know a lot of you are watching and you're from different backgrounds. Maybe you're in sales or different type of sales, or maybe you're not in sales. I know these shows are very helpful overall, and there's no question about that. That's what this is all about: training, sales training, and inspiration. So anybody can watch these shows, and anybody does, and everybody does, from all different walks of life. But in our industry, that's the industry that we're in, merchant service sales. That's what it's all about. All part for me. Retriever Merchant Solutions started out with a different company, but been with Retriever over the past 20 plus years, and it's an amazing time in this industry. And as I always say, it keeps growing and it keeps getting better. And I reflect and I think about when I first began in this industry. And it's amazing how far the technology has come. When I first came in, it was, of course, we always say it's exciting, because it always is. But when I first came into the business, the big thing back then was moving people into the next technology. Because even before that, as I was out in the field, I was running into businesses that had these little box Zon Juniors that you would swipe, and then along with it, they had what we called a knuckle buster. You might remember those in printers way back then. And then they had the Trans 330 that the Verifone made, and they still didn't have a printer. And then after a while, a printer came with it. It was a separate printer that you had to plug from that printer right into the terminal, and it just swiped cards. And then you had to put the ribbon in there, and you had the ink in there and everything. And I'm thinking about way back then, that was like the latest and greatest. And then all of a sudden, we came out with this equipment called the Nurit 2085 Plus, and that was like the most amazing terminal that ever came out, because before there was a Verifone Trans 420, I think it was, and then Hypercom had a terminal that had the printer in the terminal. You still had to have the ribbon and the ink, and then this one here was a laser printer with thermal paper, and it was like, wow, it's exciting. So when you showed this, it was like showing a spaceship to the business, and it was incredible and it was amazing. And the biggest thing that we were selling way back then is credit and debit, and we were selling PIN-based debit. And when I was trained, every merchant that we ran into that was accepting credit cards, we had to get a statement. I think about how amazingly different it is today. That's why it's important to stay up to date, keep up with the times. But our main thing was get a statement, learn how to read the statement, dissect the statement, and your big selling feature was selling PIN-based debit. And way back then, when we were doing PIN-based debit, we were charging like 25 cents to 35 cents or 50 cents, and we would let the merchant know, are you aware that if you do PIN debit and you're set up for PIN debit, you're not paying a processing fee? And then we would show them, here's your average ticket right here. And as you're doing the average ticket, you would show your average ticket's 200, so you're currently paying $4 average for that transaction. If you put a PIN number in, your fee would only be 35 cents. And they're like, wow, that's different. That's 10 times more than what we're paying. How do we get set up for PIN debit? What do we need to do? And of course, that's where we came in. Well, that's why we stopped by. Here's our new terminal, and we would show that Nurit 2085 Plus, the latest and greatest with the built-in PIN pad. And you ask your customers when they come in, credit or debit, and you certainly wanted to encourage them to put their PIN number in, because that's going to save a ton of money. So you could show to a merchant a ton of money, and then you could constitute and justify doing a lease on that terminal, which we were doing way back then for $59.95 and $69.95 and so forth. Somewhere in that range we would do that for the merchant, and that was exciting. And I think about that, we would always promote also the chip card. We would say in Europe, they have this card where it has a chip on it. They're ahead of us right now. And the chip card, their fraud is reduced way down. See, with us, we're still swiping cards. Well, eventually, any day now, we talked about this 20 years ago, the chip card is going to come out, and it's going to be, this terminal right here is going to have a little slot on it, and it was showed like right in the front. You know, it was kind of set up what we called smart card compatible is the way it was. It was kind of like if you had a car and you had your no engine in it, is basically what it was. So you would show that it's smart card compatible, so when the smart card comes out, it's going to work right in this little slot right here. So this is set up to do that. So that's what we were promoting. And then as time went on, technology came in and we were selling check machines, credit card machines, some newer machines, and then they had the Verifone where you didn't have to drop the paper in. I mean, you didn't have to feed the paper, you just dropped it in. People like that. So it keeps getting better. And then all of a sudden, guess what happens? The chip card is finally out. You know, 10 years later, it finally came out. And we were calling it the EMV, the European Master Visa Chip Card is what it was. And we had to make sure when we walked into these businesses that they were set up, because if they weren't, they were not going to be compliant, and they were subject to fines and penalties and customers disputing the cards because they were swiped. And we would present that. When you do a swipe card, all that information stays right on that magnetic strip. When you do a chip card, every time a transaction is done, it changes the encryption on it. So whatever that technology means, so much more safer, much more secure, and it finally came out, and then we started selling EMV compatible terminals left and right. That was the big thing. And then we're like, what's going to be the next thing that comes out? And here we are, years later. And it's an exciting time, once again, as it always is. As I say, it keeps getting better. We are in the stage right now, and it's incredible how the technology has changed. It is absolutely amazing that we can walk into a business with all the new technology, whatever their needs are, we have it. If they need a virtual terminal, they need a POS system, they need something on their phone, mobile app, whatever it may be. If they need a mobile terminal, if they need a big giant POS system in a restaurant, we have it all. We have whatever the merchant needs. But here is even more exciting. We have the program called Cash Discount. Now, for representatives, if you're starting out in this business or you're watching the show and you're thinking about getting into the industry, you couldn't have picked a better time. Now, I know I probably said that 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago with the EMV, but I'm talking about as far as monetarily. You couldn't have picked a better time to come in, because with this program where merchants are wide open to it, it seems like now even more than ever, there's no doubt about it, merchants are wide open to doing the cash discount program. Now, what is that, you may ask? And I know most of you watching the show are shaking your head up and down and you're saying, I'm doing it left and right, I'm doing cash discount, and I am making, here's the fantastic thing about this, I am making 3 times more than what I normally would on traditional processing. That is super exciting. So what it would take, like for example in a year, right, or 3 years, you can accomplish in a year by doing a lot of cash discount. Now I'm talking to representatives right now, and what they're doing is they are, a lot of them, that's all they're doing. I talked to one the other day and they're like, I don't remember when I did a tradition. I don't really do that anymore. I only do cash discount. That's fantastic. I have found myself doing probably 75% now, where it used to be 2 years ago 10%, 20%. Now it's gotten to the point where it's 60, 70, 75%, and many representatives are at 90, 95%. Now I don't want to miss merchants that are not wanting that type of program. That's why it's important to learn a presentation so you don't lose the merchants that are looking for traditional processing. But the merchants are wide open to it, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We have a couple new programs that are out right now. As many of you know, especially those of you with Retriever, we were bought out by Payrock, and we have a real exciting program that's available that takes cash discount to an even higher level. And I'll talk a little bit about that, how that program works and so forth. So it's fantastic. Take advantage of the opportunities that we have. This is a better time, better than ever. Now is the time to jump on the success rocket and make it happen. Learn the business. Get excited about cash discount. It doesn't take much to sell it. When I get back from the break, I'm going to talk about a merchant that I wrote up today, and I'll talk about other merchants and how to present it. And I don't have all the answers. I know many people do different ways. I'm going to give you a couple tips, some updated tips that will help you, some of the new programs that we have available, how to explain them, how to sell them, how to go out and be successful in this industry. So the time has come to get excited and to make it happen and jump on board the success rocket, the success train. Let's do this, and let's do this together. So I'm going to take a short break. I will be right back, and I'll see you in a moment. Hey everybody, this is Rich Norton with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I am excited about the opportunity that we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I have a passion to teach people, to train people, to help people reach a maximum level, to reach their full potential. We have leaders, and we are expanding with all of our leaders. We have leaders all throughout the country that are teaching people, training people, and this is exciting to see the success that's been happening all around the country. Now, if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, can I be successful in direct selling? Well, here's the key. Find the right company, find the right people, find the people that have integrity, look for a position where they have upfront money, where you can build a wonderful life right from the beginning, but also an opportunity where you can earn residual income. That's what we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. So if you are excited about an opportunity like that, I'm here to tell you that we're going to train you, we're going to teach you, we're going to introduce you to representatives all around the country that are doing amazing things and earning incredible income. That could be you if you're willing to make a commitment. It's going to take a positive attitude, determination, a lot of persistence, and never, ever giving up. So if I just describe you and you're looking for that type of life, give me a call. You're going to see the numbers right here on the screen. You'll see the email. You can reach out to me through email. You can give me a call at 904-434-4635. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day, and I wish you great success.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. You're watching RMS with Richard Norton. Sales and inspiration.
Yeah.
There you go. On American Hearts Radio, web TV.
All right, I am excited to be with you, and I'm really, really thrilled about the opportunity that we have. Please take advantage of this opportunity. We are taking this to a higher level within our group, within our organization, our training program. Nothing compares to it. Nothing's even close at all. I guarantee you there's no other merchant company that does what we do. Some may claim to do that. Most of them that we talk to, many representatives that come from other organizations, what they do, provide a video, call up, go get a statement, call me, I'll help you close it. That's pretty much their training. That's not going to get you to a high level. What we teach is going to get you to a high level. Now, we have something for everybody. As I stated, we have incredible opportunities. We have amazing opportunities, but the cash discount program has gone to another level. and it's time to make a decision. It's time to get excited and go out there and present it, because it's easy. If you think it's hard, it's hard. If you think things are too much, it's too much. If you think this is that, whatever you believe, whatever is in your mind, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you an example. As I stated before the break, I was going to talk about a merchant that I wrote up today through cold calling. By the way, cold calling will get you to the highest level, where you can go out anywhere in America, stop in on a business, stop in for the very first time, write up a merchant, introduce yourself, show that you're excited about what you're doing, show that you believe in what you're doing, and go out there and talk to merchants. If you do that on a daily basis with what we teach you, you are going to have great success. So that's what I was doing, cold calling, as I always do, working in a little town in Georgia, stopped in on a few businesses, a couple things weren't happening, and then I walked into this business, drove by. Here's the funny thing, as I always say, door you miss is the door you write. Drove by this one business, I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. Turned around, came back in, stopped in on the business, met one of the guys, and he was one of the workers there. And he started talking with him a little bit. He goes, well, I'm not the owner. You need to talk to the owner. He goes, that was the original owner. And he showed me a guy on a picture on the wall. And I actually met that guy in another town. I remember stopping in on the business. He goes, yeah, he passed away from cancer a couple years ago. And his son is now running the business. We relocated here. So the guy came out, real nice guy. And I saw a little sign that said, cash only. That's all they were doing. Now before we had cash discount, we would have to overcome that and kind of show them how it's going to increase their business. Now you can work along with that and show them that that's exactly what you're doing. It's going to work side by side with what they're doing. It's all in the way you present it. That's the bottom line. This is the things that you have to remember. It's all in the way that you convey your message. Now when he came out, and I found out, obviously he was taking cards before. This is why it's important to be alert, look around, be careful of your surroundings, look all around. And when I first walked into the business, they had Clover signs on there. MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express. Now, nothing against Clover. We sell that ourselves. But I use that, it's kind of like when we walk into a business and we see the machine, we know what it is, so we want to kind of talk about that so they can say, oh yeah, that's what we have that too. So I've introduced myself, hey, my name's Rich, I've been helping a ton of businesses for the last 20 plus years locally in the area. So I'm establishing myself, building some credibility. This is why it's important, the first things that you say, all the things that you say are very important, but the first things that you say, by giving that first impression, very important. So I introduced myself. I've been helping a lot of businesses in the area over the last 21 years. I work with RMS. We are a #1 direct payment processor. I work right in that division. I'm the regional supervisor. Many of the businesses that we've been helping have, and guess what I talked about, the same exact program that he used to have, right? Some are using other programs, some are using this. Say the names, throw them out there right there. And we've been all, in fact, some of the people I'm helping out, they stopped taking cards because they were sick of all the fees. Now, why did I bring that up? Because that's exactly what he did. You see the point I'm making? It's important that we connect with the merchants so they can understand what we're doing. So that was the last thing that I said. Many of the merchants I'm helping, they just completely stopped taking the cards because they were sick of all the fees. Now guess what he said? He goes, yeah, that's me. I had this company right here, and it was a nice program, but they were hiding fees. I was paying all kind of processing fees and monthly fees, and I had to pay for the tour, I had to pay for this, pay for that, eliminated all that. I said, and I just shook my head up and down, listening to them, and I said, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I say, now you're just doing cash only, correct? He goes, yeah, I can't afford all those fees. I said, we have come up with a program where I've been helping a bunch of merchants like yourself This goes a lot further when you start saying statements like that. We've been helping a bunch of merchants like yourself with this program, and the program is called the Consumer Choice Program. Pay by cash and save. Now that we've elevated our program to a completely higher level, this takes cash discount, and you can change a lot of people that have cash discount to this program right here because it's a lot more compliant. And the way that you explain it, it's just like this. And you remember when with the gas pumps, they do it right now, they have the signs out front, and what do? They had cash price, credit price. Oh yeah, in fact they do that right now. Well, that's the program we came up. It used to be where businesses weren't allowed to do that, but on the Consumer Choice Program, this program is available for all the merchants right now. Because certainly nowadays, businesses understand, you could even say this, smart business people totally understand that in today's economy, you want to have all options available for all merchants when it comes to payments. Would you guys agree with that? Absolutely, because I hear the story all the time where what ends up happening, customer comes in, they see that the merchant doesn't take cards. What do? They say, I'm going to the ATM, and guess what happens? And they'll usually answer the question for you. They don't come back. Oh, so happens all the time. Yeah, in fact, that happened to me the other day. So you get them speaking the language with you, right? You don't have to say it. Now you have them saying it. So this is very, very, very important. So at that point, I said, as a matter of fact, let me run out to my car real quick. I'm going to grab my book. I'm going to show you the science, how everything works, and how businesses can qualify for this program today. So that's the way you're going to present that. Let me grab my book. Let me show you what the signs look like, how businesses can qualify for the program today. Okay, that sounds good. Run out, grab my book. When I come back in, I'm going to do a little bit of small talk, right? By the way, how long you guys been in business? Oh, we've been here a couple of years now. I saw the picture. Your partner was showing me your dad. I met him about 8 years ago. I remember him, super nice guy. And I'm sorry to hear that he passed away. So, not to talk negative, but the guy talked about it. And he goes, yeah, he had cancer. He was a Marine. I said, I remember that. I remember him talking about the Marines. Tough guys, that's how they are. Well, God bless you. I feel bad. So whatever it is, we got good rapport going. And now I break open my book and I show them very briefly. When you're explaining this cash discount program, it speaks for itself. We don't have to oversell it. We don't have to get into the whole history and everything else. All you got to do is keep it very, very basic. So I open it up. I said, this is who we are, direct processor, and I put them on the new PayRock program that we're doing right now called the Consumer Choice Program. And what this does, it takes it to a whole completely different level. So when you're explaining it, you're letting them know, just like you talked about earlier, you have a couple different programs. When they're paying with cash, they get a certain price. When they're paying with credit, they get the price. So as we know, traditional cash discount programs have the receipt where it adds the fee right to it. That's what we've been doing all along. Great program, wonderful program. We've been doing fantastic with it. But this one right here is even more compliant, and it takes it to a completely different level. So it works with the PAX A920 equipment. That's the equipment that we're presenting on the Consumer Choice Program. And the way that you're explaining it is you're going to show it exactly how it works. We have the signs. All the services have a 3.5% fee, whatever you're charging. Typically, that's what I do, 3.5 to 3.75. 3.5% fee, pay cash and save. Here's how it works. Customer gives a card. Now, this is a smart terminal. You guys have Wi-Fi here, right? Yes, we do. It works on Wi-Fi. They can carry the terminal around. It's a beautiful terminal, nice smart terminal. It does Apple Pay, Google Pay, tap the card, chip technology. So you got all the latest technology on there, and all the merchant has to do is put the amount in and enter. Simple as that. So let's say it's $100, right? So they put $100 in. The merchants love this because they don't have to figure it at all. What they're going to do is it works right on the equipment. Okay, now rather than adding the fee on the receipt, it'll show cash price, credit price. So just like the gas pumps. That's what makes it the consumer choice program. So they show it to the merchant. Here's the cash price. Here's the credit price. My processor put this equipment in. So for businesses that want it, for customers that want to use a card, the fee is added right directly to it. And then it'll even work like a little POS. If they want to print out a cash receipt, they can do that. If they want to add tax, they can do all that. So there's a lot more features that this equipment has right there. So when they do that, obviously they're using a card, so they'll just press credit, and you can do, if you're in a restaurant or any other type of business, it will do suggested tip. So you have a tip prompt right up front, and you can put in percentages, 15%, 18%, 22%. So it gives the customer an option to do that right up front as well. So all these extra features are added right into the terminal. So when they press credit, when the receipt prints out, it's going to show what the total was. So they're signing that receipt. It's not going to say 100 plus 350. The total fee is going to be 103.50. So makes it even more compliant, makes it even more easier at the end of the day. Now these are some of the features that we have with our PayRock program. At the end of the day, automatic settlement, they can settle it themselves, whatever time, money's in the bank the next day, the next morning. Here's what's exciting, and a lot of people, you already know this already. When you're doing the PayRock program, you can do same-day funding right now. What that means, it used to be after 7:30, after a certain amount of time, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern Time, anything after that went on to the next day. Now you can write up restaurants, you can write up bars that stay open till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and here's the exciting thing, the money is going to go in the bank the next day, that morning, right? So they're getting same day funding. Another exciting feature that goes along with this program. What is the fee for this? I'm glad you asked. There's one monthly fee right now. This, besides the equipment, $25 a month covers everything. It's $25 right there. What that does, kind of like we were doing DTI Priority, some of the other ones, there was a whole bunch of different monthly fees. This simplifies everything for the merchant. Here's what's great. I had a little meeting, leadership meeting, and I did a little homework, did a little research for everybody. We were responsible for the equipment, of course, but the company put up a special bonus on this program. Anybody that signs merchants up on the new Consumer Choice program is going to receive a $300 bonus right on top of that. Now, what you do with the equipment's up to you. The equipment cost, here's the great thing, I got them to reduce that, was originally like $385, we got it down to $335. So basically the $300 almost offsets the terminal. So what you can do, you can still do a rental, you can still do a lease along with it, you can sell the terminal, you can get $50 up front and break even if you wanted to do that. You can invest $50 if you got a really good merchant right there. Lots of different things that you can do with that program. Now, many of you are doing a rental program right now, so you can do a $25 plus a $39.99 or $49.99 or even a $29.99 or $69.99, whatever it is. The bigger the merchant, the more you can do. But you can tell a merchant, so bottom line, going further, your whole program, let's say you did it for $39.99. The whole program is under $65 a month. Whether you do $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, the fee will never be more than that. You're going to have your equipment at $39.99, and you're going to have the Consumer Choice program at $25, right under $65 a month. That covers everything. If the equipment breaks, something happens to it, call us up, get a live human being on the phone that will help you. So you've got a lot more programs that go with it, a lot of exciting things. And we have other programs too. Keep that in mind. Like if you're still doing the WorldPay program, you can do that with the new terminal, the Valor terminal, that has also a $25 fee, but it comes with a virtual terminal as well. But I'm going to recommend and to get excited about this program right here, because I love it, how it's set up. It brings cash discount to a completely higher level. Take advantage of it. Get excited about it. You're going to make money up front. You're going to make more money. So if you get the $300 up front. If you did a rental, you can make another $300, $400, $500 up front. You can make yourself $600, $700 up front. Great for all you new representatives. But most importantly, you're going to get some really good, exciting residual income. Because let's face it, that's what the business is all about. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited for all of you to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm going to take a short break, and we will close the show. I will be right back.
Hi, we're Rich and Lee Norton with the Hands and Feet Foundation. Hands and Feet is a wonderful ministry where we serve on the west side of Jacksonville, Florida.
And this is a ministry that's near and dear to our heart. There's so many wonderful things that happen out there. Come to 7478 103rd Street, Jacksonville, Florida, or you can go to handsandfeetfoundation.org, or if you want to go to Facebook, Hands and Feet West Side. Come and see what we do. Check us out if you'd like to give, or if you'd like to donate your time, whatever it may be. I mean, we're just loving this ministry. Love for you to be part of it as well.
All right, as I stated, it is an exciting time in our industry, and it's time to take advantage of it. It keeps getting better. Now more than ever, people are wide open to cash discount. They really are, especially with a program like this. Restaurants are doing it. You're seeing all type of different businesses doing it. The more people do it, the more other people do it. The word is out. It's time to jump on the cash discount program. It's time to take advantage of this amazing opportunity. I believe in my heart, if you keep it in the 3.5% range, that's good. Some want to go low. We don't want this to be the race to zero also. You know, there's some people out there, 2.5%, they aren't making any money. We want to kind of stay in line, 3.5%. If people ask, why is the rate a little bit higher? Just say, look, it costs more to process. There's a lot more bookkeeping involved. The credit card brands are charging more. Whatever it may be, make sure you cover all that. And then a couple small monthly fees. They're going to be fine with that, especially with the type of terminal that we're providing, along with the service that we're providing. So jump on board. The opportunity is incredible, and it's exciting, and it keeps improving, and it keeps getting better. We are here to assist you. We're here to help you. We're here to train you. We're here to take you to that next level. No company comes close to what we're doing. Jump on board, get involved with the training, the Zoom training classes, all the videos, everything that we're doing, the field training, the sales blitzes. Jump on board, take advantage of the opportunity, and let's see you soar to that next level. Remember, today is an amazing day. It's an incredible gift from God. What you do with this gift is your gift back to God. Make it an awesome one. I'll see you next time on RMS Sales Training and Inspiration.